Today I'd like to do the second part in my review of online coin dealers and some of the ones I've worked with. Last video covered about 12. Got a group of about half a dozen here. And these are just ones that I've worked with over the past couple years, probably the past 10 years or so, and have had good experiences with. So I'm really not reviewing any that I have never bought from, although there are quite a few online that have good inventory and selection. These are just the ones that I've had experiences with and can recommend. Um, the first is Northeast Numismatics, so they're up in Massachusetts, I believe, and they have a really wide range of inventory here. One feature I really like is you can filter to just new coins, even new since your last visit to this site. So I think those are two that I use quite a bit, and just to see new coins that have come up, and they have a really good selection. Their pricing is always very competitive, and you can just find some really good deals, and they take good, honest pictures, which is really important to me. I like to know that when they're taking pictures that I can trust it. And the coins that I've gotten from them, I think I've probably bought 2 or 3 coins from Northeast, and have all been really nice in hand and true to the online photos. So um, they have world coins and some other currency and stuff, but I'm mostly looking at nickels, half dollars, and quarters for the most part. But I do peruse all these, and they really have good selections most of the time in all categories, really. Um, and V Nichols fluctuates. If they buy, a collection or something, there'll be a lot on there, and then sometimes not as much. But um, they tend to have at least, a dozen or so V Nichols at any given time. It's a nice 1893, 65 plus, kind of a uncommon grade. There's probably not very many of those. Um, anyway, yeah, they have a lot of coins, and just very fair pricing. So highly recommend. Northeastcoin.com is their website. Next is Northern Nevada Coin. These guys are in Nevada, and they kind of specialize in Carson City coinage. So there'll always be a lot of Carson City coins on their site, and they have a full range. They have a lot of rare gold and rare Carson City dates, but they also have pretty much all U.S. type coins. Um, so I just go to Indian cents here. I think I bought from them mostly half dollars. I think several half dollars. But yeah, just in Indian cents, they have a lot. A lot of nice coins, and it's like this for most categories. I think V nickels tend to be generally fewer, but if you're looking for U.S. type coins, there's always a lot of options here at Northern Nevada, and they also have very good pricing. So I think one thing you'll see when dealers are pricing coins is occasionally you'll just see something that is a really good deal. For me, another coin I bought from them was a trade dollar that had a chop mark. It was graded AU50, and had a really nice original surface. It was a common date 78S or 77S, but um, yeah, really nice coin, and it was at $500. So I just knew right away that was a good deal. I think I ended up selling it for 650 or something at a show, but occasionally they'll just have coins that are just, and you have to kind of know the series you're looking at, obviously, but they'll have really good pricing from my experience. And I don't buy coins to just resell them. I buy them for my collection, but and you can filter to the new coins here as well. So nice 1877. That's a tough coin in that shape. But they take good pictures, very honest, and no filters or funny things with light. So highly recommend Northern Nevada. Have had only good experiences working with them. The next is Mark Breitsprecher. So not everyone will be interested in ancient coins, but I do collect Greek coinage as well, pretty casually at this point. But I wanted to show his website in case anyone's interested. He has a lot of coins, a lot of inventory and a lot of variety, but also his prices on ancients. He's been in the business for many years, and his prices are very good. He always gives honest descriptions if there's flaws or problems. No graded. Ancient coin collectors tend to kind of shy away from graded stuff. We just they like to hold them, and it's different than a lot of U.S. series. But if you're interested in ancients, highly recommend Mark's website. So it's mbrcoins.com. I bought several coins from him, and ancients is a little harder to price because it's all based on like the die and how the quality and stuff like that. But his prices have been very fair, comparing some of his coins to other people that have basically the same issue on offer. He's out in Wisconsin, I believe. But yeah, highly recommend his site. And it's for someone that's just getting into ancient coins. You see some of the prices here, but um, to pay $30 or $40 for a Greek coin, it's a neat thing to get into and just to learn about. So highly recommend his site. The next is Rarity 7, and these guys I've both bought and sold coins with them. Noah and I forget his business partner's name, but he's on a lot of the podcasts, like Cabbage Coins and some of the other uh, podcasts regularly. So they not only do they have a lot of good inventory, they also put a lot of good content out. Some of their CAC stickering reveals are really helpful. Um, yeah, when I've sold coins to them, they paid very strongly. I had a nice 1867 seated dollar they bought, and just had a really good experience working with Noah. And I think I bought several coins from them. And they definitely have a great eye for originality, and a lot of their coins will be stickered, and they're also very honest with their descriptions. They don't always carry V nickels, but that's okay. I just they kind of do all U.S. type, so I'm sure they would they stock coins as they find them at shows and things. But they take really good, honest pictures. They have very good descriptions that are not AI written, which is really important to me. Some of the dealers online have kind of taken to AI generated descriptions. Um, and they'll also be honest on things like strike. If there's a coin that just doesn't, maybe it's a little weak on the strike or something, they're, they write honest descriptions, take good pictures. So they're also, like I said, putting out a lot of good information, reliable information for collectors, which is a neat thing they're doing just to kind of help the hobby in general. But I always enjoy looking at their inventory, and I think I'm on their email list, and when they get um, new crops of coins listed on their website. And they have everything from, a lot of these coins are higher end, but they'll also have collector couple $100 coins, and um, so a good variety there. So their website's rarity7.com. Silicon Valley Coins is another one. So he puts out a YouTube video, I think every Thursday, with his new purchases, and they do tend to be higher end. So I don't I don't know if I've actually bought any V nickels from him, but like here's a nice 1894 65 CAC. Um, so he'll have really nice quality coins, and he tends to be kind of more of a boutique um, dealer that is dealing in higher end stuff. But he'll have lower dollar coins as well. Like here's one for 75, nice original seated dime. So I do look at his website. He takes really good, honest pictures as well, and I always enjoy checking John's site. All right, the next one is uscoinsandjewelry.com. So US Coins, they tend to have higher end stuff. I bought a couple things from them that have been um I believe I bought an 1884 V nickel with them, and it was a good price and all, but they tend to have some higher end stuff, and at the moment mostly higher end. So but I do enjoy checking their website, and I've had really good experience with them. The last I want to talk about is Rated Edge. RatedEdge.com is their website. I'm on their email list. They do a daily new purchases list, which is really helpful. And you find a lot of good coins, and they very fair pricing, always very competitive. The thing that um, really struck me with them, so I bought a another trade dollar with them, AU58 NGC CAC, a couple years ago, and when the coin arrived, I don't know, I don't think they put this in the description, but it had a crack, like a small crack in the holder. And it was discounted, so maybe that was kind of the reason. But really nice original coin, and I talked to them about it. They actually got it restickered or reholdered and restickered for me at no charge at a show, and that cost them time and effort to do that, and it was not a very expensive coin. I think it was um, well under $1,000 for them. Obviously, they didn't need to do that, and ever since then, the way they treat customers is fantastic, and I've had just only good experiences with them, and that was a big reason that I'm always going to be a fan of this company. And they set up at a lot of shows here in kind of the Mid Atlantic. They're based in Maryland, and he'll have a lot of good V nickels on here occasionally when they buy collections and things. But pricing is always very fair for those as well. So I highly recommend Rated Edge. I think Robbie is the one that got that coin reholdered for me. And stuff like that. A lot of dealers maybe wouldn't do that, but I really felt like that was above and beyond, and we'll always appreciate that when a dealer is willing to do something like that. And they also have their sale category where they occasionally mark down stuff that maybe they haven't sold as quickly. And this is kind of interesting because to me, what I like to go in and look at dealers' sale section is just to see maybe what's not moving quite as quick, and that's not always a good indicator. But sometimes you can kind of tell if there's like a lot of like Carson City gold or something that's harder to move, or um, non-full head standing quarters or something. But yeah, that's kind of it. RatedEdge.com is their site. So those are a few more sites that I've had good experiences working with.